The next speaker I'm going to introduce is one of the most energetic, passionate, hardworking people I've had the pleasure of working with on this campaign. She has more drive than all the rest of us put together. Without her, none of this would have happened. So let's hear it up for Sharon Steel.
For those of us who are short, we'll try to speak into the microphone so you can hear. I come to you representing the Jewelry District Association, where I've sat on the board since 1997. I live on the east side, and I have done brokerage and consulting for the last 35 years, and so advocacy and activism have always been part of what I think is an individual role we have to take. So here's some of the things that we ought to consider. Stadium supporters had their gathering on Monday. They brought in their experts, out-of-towners who know nothing about the city of Providence. Their big new idea is they plan to take their proposal to all 39 cities and towns in Rhode Island. Maybe on this magical mystery tour, they'll get to meet the 98% of the people who told Governor Raimondo they don't want this stadium in Providence. And they will meet some of the thousands who have signed petitions against the stadium. Mr. Lucchino writes that this stadium will be a gem in the city of Providence. How does he know? He lives in Boston. How do his investors know? Well, they live everywhere else, many of them in Florida, but they certainly don't live in our beloved Providence or our beloved Rhode Island. The devil here is not only in the details, but in the basic premise, which is false. It's false because a stadium in the I-195 zone disrupts a carefully developed environmental and economic plan that will wreak havoc on the continuation of civic beautification and human-scale residential, retail, and commercial development on this important land. The gem that Mr. Lucchino describes is really a fantasy. It glitters only in the imaginations of the millionaire owners of the PawSox who stand to profit by this venture. In this instance, we can follow the money all the way to those PawSox investors. Pat O'Connor, a minor league baseball president, said, "The opportunity before you is extremely rare." He is absolutely correct. It is rare in its shamelessness that out-of-state millionaires would purchase the Pawtucket Red Sox and now expect the taxpayers of Rhode Island, where 20% of its children under the age of 5 are living in poverty, expect them to support their multi-million-dollar commercial venture. This is a display of pure and shameless greed. Speaker Mattiello has stated that this is nothing like 38 studios. The fact is that the plan to build the stadium on I-195 land with any public monies or any tax subsidies is, in fact, 38 studios on steroids. It makes the same false promises and threatens to leave Rhode Island taxpayers again as the ultimate guarantor of all the monies expended. Both Worcester and New Bedford have already said they will not pay anything to have the PawSox move to their cities. When will we, the Rhode Island taxpayers, ever learn that we have a voice and we have a vote? And we need to use them both and say in a loud and clear voice, no stadium, not on the I-195 land, no public monies, no tax subsidies. Just say no.